What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on the video. Today we're diving back into more Michigan beer. This time it's coming from Transient Artisan Ales out of Bridgman, Michigan. Last I remembered, I believe. But we're not going to look. I think it is. This is the Troubadour 12, a Czech-style Pilsner made with Troubadour pevee malt. So not 100% sure where that's sourced, or you know what, maybe it was Colorado. I believe I did actually look that up. I don't know if it was Fort Collins. Don't quote me on that, and don't quote me at all because I actually do very little homework on my beer reviews. But I believe it was from Colorado last I checked. So we are going to see what this is and how it stacks against other Czech-style Pilsners. I do really like this style. It's not one that's very fancy. It kind of gets lost in the weeds. Not many people talk about it. We're so IPA-driven, so bourbon barrel-aged-driven. Like, I feel like that is what gets the attention of viewers. People want to see those. This one, maybe nobody really cares, but I like these classical beers. And I want to see how Transient plays this one out and how their style compares to maybe the more classic style, but looks like it's a really nice label. Transient did a nice job with this one sticking out in the crowd. I do not see a canned-on date, and this can is about $3.79 for this pint. So a decent value coming in here from Transient. They always have pretty solid options from M4, so that's the distribution in northern Michigan. So as I pour it, I'm thinking it looks the part, guys. I'm thinking it looks exactly how a Czech Pilsner should look. A little bit golden yellow, pale golden yellow, a little bit of haze to her. Maybe a little bit more carbonation than I would have anticipated, but it could just be bubbling on the exterior of the glass due to hard water. But there's still moderate carbonation streaming to the top, so typically these have probably more on the lower end of carbonation in the spectrum of that. Probably lower than more moderate carbonation, but it looks like it's got a soft head that's kind of just bubbling and dissipating. It's not very thick, not much to it as it's kind of dissipating there in the glass, but it's sudsy. It's a little foamy. You can see that, guys. Looks a little more orangey on camera, actually, but I think it looks the part. I think that's fair to say. Let's go to an aroma. Sweet biscuity bread, man. It's got a little toasty note in there. It's slightly sweet and malty. Smells kind of grainy, a little bit of earthy floral, a little bit. Maybe a touch of sweet spice. I mean, it smells nice. It smells classical. It smells kind of German, a little funky. You know, it smells kind of the part. Clean, though. Very clean. Let's see what it is, guys. The Troubadour 12. Cheers. Cheers, Transient. Cheers, M4. Cheers, Jason. Let's check it out. Ooh. It's quite spicy. Like, it's got just that little pepper flake, you know, that little peppercorn, white peppercorn flakes in there. It is quite spicy. As in, you get hit with that biscuity maltiness, and then it fades into that just floral spicy. Almost bitterness. It's interesting. Maybe this is a little bit more hopped up than your typical Pilsner, but it just lingers, man. It's earthy, grainy spice on the back end, just toasty, biscuity cereal, just lingering. Wow, that's an interesting flavor. Like, I don't know if that's a little bit more spicy than I would have thought coming to the table here, but that is still quite delicious with a nice little touch on it. But I don't know. I mean, this Troubadour pevee malt, maybe that's the driver in this, and maybe that's delivering the spice and the solid malty quality that this beer delivers. It's really driven in there. I can't say it enough. I mean, it's got these toasty, malty notes in it. It's grainy. It's cereal. It's earthy, spice, floral. It's just kicking you, and it's just so bone dry on the back end too. Like, it is dry as a damn bone on the back end. It's an interesting beer. I mean, I like it. I think it is kind of true to the style, but I think it has like a little bit more of a touch than you see compared to some other Czech style Pilsners. Again, this one seems very drinkable and dry, yet it's slightly spicy and a little bit harsh with the graininess. I mean, it slaps you around a little bit. I wasn't ready for it, you know, but in comparison to other Pilsners, hey, this is good. It seems like it's got a nice solid base here with that malt profile. Really tasty, actually. Final thoughts? gets better as you drink it. Your palate adjusts. The spice kind of comes down within balance. And that malty kind of softness, it renders good drinkability. So it's good. Again, I think that spice slash malty bitterness kind of weighs on you a little bit more than you may have thought going into this beer. So it did catch me off guard a little bit, but nonetheless, very solid offering from Transient. I actually do like it. And again, not your flashy beer, but it's still fun. Still nice to try new things. Nice to see an old classical beer from Transient. So rating, I mean, again, not that flashy, but I do dig it. I do dig it. I'm just going to go with a nice 3.79 out of 5. I mean, again, it's not going to blow you away. It's not meant to. It's not this like crazy IPA or this crazy bourbon barrel aged stout, but I do like me a good Czech style Pilsner. This one's pretty awesome. So 3.79 out of 5. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's a Troubadour 12. It's been Pourmichiganbeer. Cheers.